Hey, everybody. I want to talk real quick about something that I see a lot in small businesses, and that is people competing with other companies. And what I mean by that is I'll have somebody call up and he'll say, Hey, we've been in business for a couple years now. We're struggling to really get to the $1 million mark, the $5 million mark, whatever it is. But my buddy over here, he's been doing this half the time and he's already twice the revenue we are. He's 10 million on his way to 20 and he's just crushing it. And I cannot figure out what he's doing that we're not doing. I don't understand why we haven't achieved that level of success yet. And the first thing that I have to say to these folks is I understand where you're coming from, but you need to stop competing with other people. You really need to only compete with yourself and focus on just being a better company than you were yesterday. That's where you need to focus on because you don't know what skills that person has. You don't know how they came into this. You don't know financially where they were. You don't know how what their work ethic is. There's all these things that are complete unknowns and nobody starts the same. I've never met two companies that started on the exact level footing. It just doesn't happen. Whether it's your background, whether it's your parents, whether it's your schooling, all these things determine how your success is going to differ for somebody else's. I could look at things and say, well, look, I'm 45 years old, and why haven't I achieved this? Why haven't I become the next Tony Robbins, the next whoever? Why haven't I achieved this sort of status? Why haven't I put away $10 million in my, 401 or whatever it may be? There's all these things you could say about other people. And when you start to do that, you actually start to pull yourself down and kick yourself and say, well, look, they're so far ahead of me. How am I ever going to compete with that? How am I ever going to catch up? And that's not the goal. The goal is not to catch up, but it's very easy when you see the pressure from society and other entrepreneurs to feel like you should be competing with them. And I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be modeling your business after trying to compete with another person or another company. You need to focus on what's important to you, your family, your team, and you need to make that your priority. How do you want to achieve the next milestone in your business? What is the next milestone in your business? Because I guarantee if you're $1 million today, the next milestone is not $100 million. It's not even 10. It's not even 5. If you're $1 million today, the next major milestone is probably $1.5 million, $2 million. That's your next major milestone. And that should be celebrated instead of a disappointment that you're not going from 1 to 10 million. And when you make that shift and you start competing with just yourself, you're going to see some massive changes in your business because you're going to start celebrating every single milestone. I talked about that in a separate video, but you're going to start celebrating those milestones because they're going to mean more instead of being the disappointment that you're making them today. So make those changes. If you have questions, as always, let me know. I'm happy to chat with you. And if you like this video, share it with others. We'd like other folks to see this and get some benefit out of it as well. See you next time.